Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and welcome to the first Fight Night of the year. I'm excited. We got the whole crew here for the first time in like a month.
2023, baby.
Round one.
Baby.
Was good. Happy year new.
Happy New Year to you
Happy
guys.
Year, dude, sis.
Happy New Year to you guys. Unfortunately, we do have to start this show off with a bit of sad. We did lose a huge figure in the world of wrestling this past week in Don West. If you don't know, Don West was the voice of TNA along with Mike Tenay for years. And what could have been said was TNA's brightest, I wouldn't say brightest, but most popular time. They had some garbage, absolute garbage during that time. I did want to talk to y'all on what y'all's thoughts on this. I will go first, and I think it's known. I know Will knows. I was not the biggest fan of Don West. What got me with Don West is the same thing that I complain about Booker now. He's always up here. He's always up here, and it's just like because his excitement was always up here. You never got that bring down and come back up. Like Don always kept you up here. And that was my only issue with Don and don't get me wrong, his energy was insane and what he brought to the table was great. And heel Don West was amazing, funny. Him and Tenay, could it be argued that they were one of the best commentary teams, probably in the top 10 somewhere?
Oh, best commentating team TNA ever had.
Oh, definitely. But that's not a hard thing. That's not a hard thing. Mm-hmm. Out of all the good times TNA's had, they've always had some really crummy commentators. Oh, yeah. The best they had was Taz and Tenay. That was the absolute best. Agreed. And right behind them was probably Tenay and West.
Yep.
And I will honestly say Taz on any commentating booth makes them one of the best because I think Taz is one of the best commentators there is. So what's y'all's thought on this loss of Don West? We'll start with Sancho over there with the mustache.
Man, Sancho, that's wrong.
So, all right. So, Sancho Licious up in the building. Hey, until I shave it, it's going to be Sancho Licious. It's sad to lose a legend in the community. I didn't watch a lot of TNA, but I did know about Don West. And
we just lost Kill's volume for a second. His audio just went out.
Wait, there you go.
There it goes.
Oh,
wait. Nope.
He's gone.
You on mute. Okay.
Oh.
Wait. It keeps coming back and then going out.
Am I back?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
right now you're going.
You see?
Oh, there he is.
It's holding me. I literally was about to say, like, rest in peace, Don West. I'd rather talk about this than what we're about to talk about up next because I would rather feel bad about this man's passing than what the fuck is coming up next. But rest in peace, Don West. You're a legend in the community. Bless your family. Hope they're doing well.
And I know this isn't the show for it, but we also need to give our condolences and our thoughts out to Damar Hamlin. We're all sports fans here. All of us here are NFL fans. Most of us were watching the game last night and saw it. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Damar. We talked about it a lot on Sports Report last night. And fuck Skip Bayless.
Yeah, fuck Skip Bayless.
Fuck Skip Bayless.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to add one to it.
Skip
Fuck you, Bart Scott. You actually going to sit here and blame T. Higgins for what happened.
I know.
Oh,
fuck you.
Skip Bayless pissed me off, man. He irritated me with that tweet. I'm sorry.
But also,
you see Shannon left his ass high and dry today.
It was epic.
That was epically good. Good for you.
Will,
good for you,
he'll be back tomorrow, though, Will. No worries.
We'll see.
I know.
Will, I got to ask, was Don West one of the best things that Vince Russo did for wrestling? Vince Russo discovered Don West at the QVC. Don West was a personality on the QVC selling things.
Yep.
And actually, for the last 5 years since Anthem bought them. Don West has been working for TNA, but as their marketing guy, as their merch guy. He's been the guy hawking all their merch because that's been his background. Vince Russo found him and he's like, "You'd be great in wrestling." And he was. I will say that's probably one of the smartest things Russo ever did.
One of
the only.
One of the only.
He's done a couple, but that was the best one.
I mean, we're talking about the guy who came out with Brawl for All.
Yup.
Literally one of the worst wrestling gimmicks ever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Eric Bischoff ain't no better, but they're both pieces of shit.
No.
They just happen to come across it. They just happen to come across a few good ideas.
I will say, I mean, Bischoff's had more good ideas than Russo did.
Oh hell yeah!
Agreed.
They're both pieces of shit.
I don't like either of them. Fuck them both.
I don't like neither one of them. Fuck them both.
You put him, you put Russo, Bischoff, and Cornette all in a group together, and those are my three most hated.
I'm 50-50 on Cornette.
No way. It's cut Cornette.
I'm 50-50.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right,
Yeah.
Kill.
I don't necessarily hate it.
I'm 50-50 on Cornette. I get why Josie hates him.
Yeah.
But I'm 50-50 on Cornette because I get he lives in an older time frame than we do, and you can't live like that because the game has changed so much. But at the same point, if you go back, you get a lot of perspective on what that time was. You get a lot of perspective on what went on during that time. Now, a lot of that time I was around for. So, you get a old school perspective. But from where Josie's coming from, I get it because really, he's a crap person. But in terms of a podcast host and going back to the day, to his Ohio Valley days and things like that, I get it because he keeps old school alive. Everybody wants to shove it to the side. He keeps old school alive. So I got to give him props on at least that part.
His podcast is one of the reasons I hate him. Truly, if I just look, if it's because he just most of his comments, the way he talks about people in my community, the way he constantly talks down on Sonny Kiss and Nyla Rose and people like that, and Dalton Castle, that's what makes him a trash in my mind. If I just look at his career in wrestling and what he did for the business, like as far as like TNA and the Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express and those guys, he's one of the, I mean, he's probably a GOAT in some status as far as like managers on that, and I give him that respect. But I hate Cutnet as a person, as
he is a trash person. I can see in front, but from the fact that he keeps the old school alive, where a lot of people want to just push it to the side and throw it away like it didn't matter, he keeps it going. So I gotta give him props.
I got a better name. He's Cornette the Cuck.
Yes, there you go. Cornette the Cuck.
Hey,
he's a cuck. I can't respect him, man. To get that. I'm sorry, Josie. I can't respect him. Okay, he lets his wife get fucked by other dudes.
I'm not saying respect him. I'm not saying respect him, but and Josie just said it. You can't take away what he did for the business.
Yeah,
but as a person, he's a piece of shit.
Separate the art from the artist is what is pretty
right. Because as a person, he's a piece of shit. But as a manager, it's hard pressed to find a manager who's been more successful than him.
Anytime I see a tennis racket, I think of Cornette.
Go back and look at the man managed the team that beat the Horsemen.
Yeah,
was one of the few teams that held both the World Tag Team Championship and the U.S. Tag Team Championship at the same freaking time. Man was incredible. From a managerial standpoint, it's hard to argue his record. But as a person, he's a piece of trash. But manager, but what he's done as a manager is great. I gotta give it to him.
Back on topic, Stack. So, anything to say about Don West?
Yeah, I'll kind of go off, kind of what you guys have said. I'll kind of echo that. R.I.P. Obviously, thoughts with his family. Again, it was kind of like what you were saying, Josie. It's the in between Wade Barrett and Booker T. A little
Wade
bit.
Barrett is a drizzling
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So,
the one thing about Don is Don did have his highlight moments. He had some great.
He
moments.
did.
The things with him and Bubba.
That was great.
Hilarious.
That was great.
Hilarious. When he tried to get Bubba with the ding dong
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Bishop
yeah.
Hole. Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of the
And
all-
from what I understood, he seemed to be a cool dude. You know,
it sounds
in
like he
general.
was a pretty cool dude in real
Yeah.
life, and which that's always great to hear. Like now you hear more and more of wrestlers being cool outside the ring most of the time, but you still get the ones who are dicks.
Oh yeah.
Are still-
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
all right, so moving on to the topics of the night, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay's promo today. Getting ready for
That's
them.
the man.
Getting ready for their match at Wrestle Kingdom this
Let's go.
weekend.
Bang.
It's going to be an absolute banger.
Let's
I'm
go.
That's
so
gonna be
excited.
solid.
Y'all know who
That's
I'm
gonna be
pulling for.
solid.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're also got some really bold predictions in wrestling for 2023. I've got some. I was watching some TikToks because that's what I do, and I found some wrestling content creators who had some bold ones that we're going to discuss, and then we're each going to give you a couple of our boldest, craziest things that might just blow your mind. And if they happen, they probably blow our mind too. But this is just where we're at, because after the year we just had in pro wrestling, anything can fucking happen.
Yes, anything.
That is 100% accurate.
I mean, if you'd have told me that 2022 was the year we got rid of Vince, I'd have laughed in your face.
True
Exactly.
story. True story.
All
You
right.
see that coming.
So the first story of the night, guys, it makes me sick to my stomach to even bring it up. But Ronda Rousey, and I know you don't like her, but Ronda Rousey and Raquel Gonzalez, Friday night on SmackDown. You don't like either, I know, and I don't like Rousey. But I will say, Raquel did a good job.
That girl
And
too
make-
stiff.
Well, again, going with Rousey, who's also stiff as shit.
Oh, she
Yeah.
is.
Uh,
She is.
So
Plus, she
It was
reversed on
so
the mic, too.
sloppy. Such
it
Plus, she
wasn't a
reversed on the
great.
mic, too.
I will say
So
Raquel looked pretty damn good in that match and carried Ronda.
Yep. I would agree with that.
And again, I would still probably only give the match like a 3.5, 3-star, if that. It wasn't
Two.
fabulous. It's pushing a 2 and 3/4.
Fair.
3/4.
But it wasn't great. But then after that match, you all of a sudden hear this music you don't recognize.
Vince had the headset on, Josie. That's what happened. Vince had
I
the
think Vince
headset
ran
on.
back in the building and was like, "Sure, I'm here. Go, go, go."
Shut. Too late. Too late. Not the building. I'm here.
Let's go.
Go.
Charlotte, let's go.
So there it is.
Oh, damn it.
Charlotte Flair comes out and challenges Rousey right then and there
That's
for
some
the
bullshit.
Raw Women's title, and within 25 seconds had won it.
That's some bullshit.
I will
Yeah,
say,
90 seconds.
Frog
I think.
face,
I
power
will
looking at
say-
Power Ranger looking ass.
what bugged me more than the fact that she won it and is now a 14-time women's champion, which is absolute bullshit considering
At the
she
age of
hasn't even been around.
37.
She hasn't even been around 10 years.
37. No. Age of 37.
And you have
Anyway,
to, and I get it. They had to take the belt off Ronda because Ronda sucks. You had to take the belt off her, but not like that.
well,
No,
and this
that
is,
was
this,
horrible.
This is my thing: is everybody in the crowd was cheering when not when in May when she was being shoved down our throats again. Everybody was bitching, like no
But
one
Tampa had
wanted
no idea what
it was.
no one wanted
Tampa don't
her to
have
be put the
wrestling
belt
fans.
on.
They have idiots.
Because the
But-
IWC was happy it was off Ronda.
Well, this is the thing. Triple H pulled the wool. He did. He basically painted the pig. New music, new ring gear, make it a shock, put the belt on her real fast. That way, it's all a surprise, and people are just reacting off emotion and adrenaline. No one was thinking, I don't like her. Because even in the moment, I was like, oh my God, thank God it's off Rousey. It took me a few minutes to be like, fuck,
I
it's
love
on
how you.
Charlotte
I
again.
love how you said that. Painted the pig. That
He did.
That's perfect.
Yep.
That's perfect.
That is.
That's perfect.
That
I mean,
sums
how
it
the
up
hell
right
she
there.
got so much plastic? She look like a damn pig.
You're talking about a mannequin.
They look like a damn mannequin. How the hell you get all that plastic? You still
When-
fix your
When-
ass.
When's the
And
last time she felt her face? You know,
And
have
I
feeling in her face. When's the last time she had feeling in her
How you
face?
get all that plastic and you still ain't fix your ass?
this is the thing. I am not going to sit here and say
I'm
that
just asking.
she is not talented. She is talented.
She's good.
She is a
She's
good
You come from a
wrestler.
long way from
And
Flippy
she is-
Flippy and NXT to now.
And she has come, and I'm telling you, if she wasn't the female Roman Reigns shoved down our throats for years and years and years,
We would have more respect.
people would love her and respect her
Yeah.
for being Flair's kid. But it's the fact that they tried to build her into the female Flair like that.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it.
Like Vince saw
That's
it
some
and was like,
bullshit.
"You're going to be the female Flair in 10 years."
That's some bull. What's up, Erica? That's some bullshit.
It's just stupid, man.
That's some bullshit.
Like,
And it's like you did the same thing that they did with Bianca and Becky Lynch. You do it again. Nobody like that shit. Nobody like that. Come on now.
I hate it.
Make her work for it at least, man.
Sancho describes the mood right now.
Put him in. Put
Kill
him
describes
in.
the mood of all of
I'm
us.
just,
I mean,
I was watching that
He's
shit.
fed up.
I mean, put him in a program or something. You know,
Yeah.
build it. Put a
Build it.
storyline.
Yeah.
Something.
Will,
And
You
Go
can't tell
from
me we
there.
could have done that at Royal Rumble Wrestling.
Yeah.
Build that up.
Why
I mean,
did
you
Yeah.
can't tell me we couldn't have done that.
what's
We
her name?
could've.
Is it Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Tamales? What the fuck is her last name?
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
mhm.
Raquel
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
That's a big
Raquel-
old girl. That's
So
the female
Raquel
Lex Luger
Rodriguez.
right there.
Well,
That's a
You
big
ain't
old
kidding.
girl.
You ain't kidding.
That she's one of like 5 women on Will's like, I don't like this.
I mean, she's not the.
Well, not only
she-
that, they're just gonna skirt that under the rug. Though,
She's a
too.
big old girl.
Like that-
I mean,
that
she's just a
whole-
big old
whole
girl.
thing
That's all that
with Raquel.
is.
I mean,
it's
I
just
like her
like,
theme
we're just gonna
music.
pretend that
It's
never happened.
fun.
She ain't ugly, but she
She just got
just
screwed
stiff
out
and
of the
can't
title.
wrestle.
She
Screwed out
seems
of
like
the
a
title.
nice lady.
She just stiff and can't wrestle worth a damn.
Well, why
No.
didn't like Ronda drop the belt to Raquel?
That was my thought. Thank you, Kim.
Yes,
Like-
yes, I agree.
See, Will is not going to agree with that, but that was my thought too. I would have rather Ronda drop the belt to Raquel
Yeah.
because I think Charlotte's going to be a temp champion anyway, and so
Yeah.
I would have rather her drop the belt to Raquel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you
I
can
agree.
have like Charlotte return and then
Yep.
set up a match
And then
for
face
Roman.
Raquel.
But that
Face
don't make no
Raquel.
sense because that don't fit. That doesn't fit into Triple H's plan
Yeah,
because
because Rousey
What
and
the hell is
Charlotte
it?
already
Rousey's
have-
more of a value
well,
than
and Rousey
Raquel
and
is right now.
Charlotte
Yeah.
already have a feud going on.
Yeah,
They've had one for a few years, so
that's
it made
more of a
sense.
value. That's more of a value to the storyline than it would be to Raquel,
It's better than what the fuck type of
who you need to send back to NXT. I'm just saying.
like you just send Flop
Well,
Dollar.
we're going
to
there.
NXT.
Ooh, shit.
Huh?
Going there.
Flop Dollar needs to go to NXT.
NXT's not going to do anything for you except make you bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. If you're me and Josie, you'll just fall asleep in the first 20
You
minutes.
need
Like,
to
I'm
take,
telling
you need-
you.
Look here, you need to swap him out. Bring the kid up to the main roster and take Raquel's
Hey,
stiff
listen,
ass
oh,
down
fuck,
there.
Raquel and Gigi.
Take Raquel back.
Yo,
Be
put
careful.
on SmackDown.
Oh, you made me too excited with that one.
Put Nikita on SmackDown and take Raquel ass back to NXT.
No,
You
and
made-
put Gigi. You can't forget Gigi. Don't
We gotta get Gigi.
Well,
Gigi.
I did hear a rumor this week that Toxic Attraction is still being planned to come up.
Let's go.
Oh,
As they
Hey,
should.
hey, but
As
before they
should.
come up, I got to get my match. If for scientific purposes only,
Gigi versus
Gigi
Nikita.
versus Nikita. I got to
Fuck
get my
that.
match.
Fuck that. I want that on the main roster.
I got to get my match.
I
I
want it on
want my
the
match. I don't
No.
care if it's NXT. I don't care if the main roster, but I got to get that match.
Will, that needs to be the Mania match.
Yes,
For them two.
yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Hey, we going
I agree.
Hollywood. Come on.
You can't beat that, man.
Listen
Woo,
to Sancho.
boy,
Listen.
ooh-wee.
Listen, if you want us to mark over some damn cheeks,
The only thing that make that one better is then you throw Alexa Bliss in there.
ooh,
Even though I
like
feel
Alexa,
like
she's
even though
cute.
I was watching
swear.
her match last night.
Josie's on to something.
Even though I was watching her match last night, I swear her booty getting smaller.
listen, we're gonna let Josie cook. Let him cook. Let Josie. He's cooking.
I mean, well, hell, you might as well make it a fatal four-way. Gigi, Nikita, Alexa, and Carmella.
I'm okay with it. Let's go.
Carmella does not do me like that.
Let's go.
The other one, see, I'm thinking the Battle of the Booty.
Carmella
that's-
can't wrestle
that's-
with the damn, but you know
that's
she
Gigi.
do look good.
It don't matter. She
The
don't need.
It
battle of
don't
the
matter.
boot.
She don't need to wrestle.
Compared to the
Hey,
wrestling
she-
we've
hey,
been getting in the
hey,
women's division.
Hey, she got a win over Oscar. So you got to give. See, we got to give.
See, I want to
you
call
gotta,
it.
you got to give her. You got to give Carmella a feather in the cap.
I want to call this the battle of the booty, and if it's the battle of the booty, it is Nikita, Gigi, Alexa, and then I'm going to throw you one. I want.
I don't know that one.
Not you. Shut up.
Yeah, she don't
You
know.
know, Alexa got to
She's
get in
gonna
the
throw it.
conversation, boy.
She's gonna throw us one. What is it? Dude?
Even Alexa got to get into it.
Britt Baker. That's the battle of the cheeks right there. That is the battle of
Let's
the cheeks.
go. Yes. Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Please. Thank you, Lord.
Jesus, bless me with such sights.
But I want at
Ask Adam
base.
Cole about that.
But I want
Ask
at
Adam Cole
base.
about that. You know.
But I want at base Gigi versus Nikita. That's
Yeah.
what
I'll
I
be
want.
down
at
for
base.
that.
Bailey. We forget about Bailey.
Oh man, we did
Oh,
forget about
we-
Gigi.
Oh yeah, because
If it's W,
yeah.
okay,
We
if
forget
it's
about
just
Bailey of
WWE,
all.
Yeah,
if
put
it's
Bailey
just
in.
WWE, put Bailey in.
But I want
and
Yeah.
Britt.
Britt.
I
that's
want
fair.
Britt Baker. I want Britt there too. We gotta.
Okay, it's the fatal four way to figure out the thickest in WWE. Then they go on to face Britt Baker.
Yes. The cheeks.
I like it. Let's go.
Me. Hey man, listen. Hey, that would be a beautiful match. That's another hot. That's one of our predictions, by the way. That's a secret prediction. We decide to sneak in there. Don't tell nobody though.
But all right, we've talked about Charlotte enough. Moving on from that. Also on SmackDown, the man, the GOAT, some would say.
Oh, that was
Returned.
horrible.
I will
3
say,
minutes?
hang on.
3 minutes?
Okay.
Sorry.
John Cena returned. Now, the big news of this more than I think the match.
He ain't no goat.
He needs a head shave as well.
We got to talk about it. But that was where I was going. First off, 20 years of Cena, 20 years.
Yes.
And with this match that wasn't going to happen, he has now had a wrestling match every year since he debuted. This was going to be the first year it didn't happen. Then it turned out that the final show of the year was in Tampa. They made it happen.
Well, it's because he had to wait to make sure about all the Vince stuff. He
Yeah,
already
he did.
back to Vince is still, you know what I mean?
And so
You still trying to
now
find
I
some hair
will
extensions
say,
too.
who else did anybody else feel really old looking at John Cena with hair? And then when he turned around in that freaking belt, I'm telling you, I followed that man's career my entire.
You imagine
Y'all
Nikki
see the
Bella
meme?
watching that match?
Did y'all see
the ass off? You know?
Did y'all see the meme? There's a meme going around with his year with the his ball spot in 2-3.
Yep.
That's crazy.
He just like
Nikki
One
Bella saying,
scene-
"Thank God." Thank God.
one seeing Cena with hair. Period is weird. It's just
Oh,
weird.
no doubt.
But then to see him with hair and then he turns around and it's just like looking like a crown on his head.
Oh, so
Like
He'd be all
he
right.
seemed-
It was time. He's 38. So, you know.
yeah, but you
Not
can't
this
tell
time.
me you got that much money. I mean, a barber can't hook you up.
You can get it.
well, the problem is what
or
it
hair
is,
extension.
is what it is the movies want him with the hair because the hair looks good.
That
But-
HBO series is on, by the way. That's
Yeah.
solid. By the way,
Peacemaker?
But watch
Hell
Peacemaker.
yeah.
It's solid. I love Peacemaker.
No, don't get me wrong. Honestly, if you want to rate actors that went from WWE, it is. Some people would argue differently. I'm always going to put him second because I'm not a big fan. But to me, it's Cena, Batista, Rock. Rock only plays
That's
himself.
fair. Yeah,
The Rock only plays himself
Nah.
playing a character.
I got the
That's
rock
fair.
above. I got the rock above both of them.
I
I got the rock above both of them.
Fuck
Only
yeah.
man,
Well-
come on, man. Only, no, man the only good role Dave Bautista ever played was a boy Drax.
I don't know, man. I watched Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. He was really good in that. The thing about Dave is Dave seems like he can do anything. He can do action. He can do drama. He
Yeah.
can do comedy.
Rock's done that.
Rock plays the same character in every movie,
He
no
does.
matter
But
what
he
he's
played the
doing.
Tooth Fairy.
He's still just
Tooth
playing the
Fairy.
Rock.
He was a
It's-
Tooth Fairy. He was
he's-
that boy. He was a boy.
still
in
something
Walking
based
Tall.
off his life, though.
He was
And-
he
you know what I'm
was a
saying?
boy and Walking Tall. I mean,
even
the
in
Rock
that
can show
movie,
versatility.
no, Will.
That's
Even in
fair.
that movie, which
Well,
I
that's fair.
love, I love Walking Tall. He's still just the Rock playing that dude. And that's the same thing people all said about Black Adam. It wasn't him. It wasn't Black Adam. It was
I didn't
The
watch
Rock
that.
No, Black
playing
Adam was a good movie.
Adam.
I thought it was good.
I thought
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I thought it was good
I'm not a big
for what
fan.
it was.
It's
It had
not
some holes in
trash.
it. Don't get me wrong. It had some holes in the story, but I thought Dwayne did a good job.
The child actor was horrible and the mama sucked ass. They had no reason to be in the movie. Let's be real. Let's be real. The fact that he was risking his life for some random ass Arab folks that he don't fucking know makes zero sense. What the he literally just woke up and started killing people for no reason.
It was
Not to change the subject, but we can't forget about Scorpion King. That was ass.
Scorpion.
Okay, Scorpion King was some
No.
ass.
Yeah.
You know what
That
I'm
was-
saying?
I mean, also
All that.
first movie. That was
I don't know about all
literally
that.
his first movie.
I don't know about all that.
Rundown wasn't bad, but again, he's not playing anybody but The Rock. He's always just that guy.
He is. That's
Skyscraper, Rampage. No matter what that movie is,
I see it both ways.
it is
Bruh,
just
smart.
hold on.
Both
We're gonna
ways.
forget. The man played in Doom.
again. I still only saw, and that was back in the time when every movie he did the rock bottom in.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
did
in
do the
Doom.
rock bottom in Doom?
Yes, he did in the
He
very
did.
Yeah,
end.
he did.
Yep.
He did.
Because I love Doom, the game. It's a fucking movie.
And
I like
John
it.
ain't no better because the Marines suck.
What you
Yeah.
did you see Peacemaker?
Peacemaker's good.
We
I
were
like
talking
Peacemaker.
about that. Peacemaker's solid.
It's coming
He
out with
killed it.
We get
I
another
love it.
season.
That's what we were
Yeah,
saying.
I love it.
That's what we were saying, Kill, is as far as actors coming out of WWE, in my list, it is Cena, Batista, Rock.
Rock Batista Cena for me.
Yeah, I almost need to switch. I almost need to do the Rock over Batista.
So you'd say Cena, Rock, Batista stacks?
Yeah. Give me that.
Kill?
Well, look, okay, Cena was great in Peacemaker. He showed like another side to him that I'd never seen before. Especially when he, spoilers, I don't care, it's been out for a year, when he killed his dad.
Yes.
That was a great
Yeah,
scene.
that was fantastic.
That puts Cena over The Rock for me. Because I have never seen The Rock do a scene like that before.
Yeah.
With such depth and like the
That's
character development of Cena. Like I just liked
And see, also, Will, that's what gives Cena over Rock to me. Rock only really does two types of movies. He either does a comedy, like Jumanji, or he does an action. And usually it's a comedy action, like Rampage or Jumanji or something
Fast
like
and
that.
Furious.
Jumanji was
Where,
solid. He was
where
good.
John Cena and Batista, they've done
I can have
drama,
both of them.
they've done comedy, they've done action, they've done all.
Y'all can have both of them.
Stuff with Kevin Hart, you can just leave it out.
Now I love The Rock though. The Rock is great, right?
He's
like,
solid.
entertaining. He's the most entertaining out of all of them. But like if you like versatility and like doing multiple roles than just big, strong black man, beat up bad guy,
Or
rock
always
bottom,
being a badass.
joke, fucking eyebrow raise, like superhero. Like this motherfucking Hobbs and Shaw was like strong enough to pull two cars together.
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
strength.
No,
So-
Listen,
Um,
anybody that wants to beat Vin Diesel's ass is good to me in my book.
Back to
He wanted to beat his ass.
back to the match on SmackDown. So you got KO versus Cena versus versus Sammy and Roman. And Stacks, you were saying it. The match itself was garbage. Like
terrible
it was,
match.
It
Terrible.
was way
For as much
had-
hype as Fox
as much
gave
as
that,
they
for
hyped
as
it.
much hype as they had it,
As much as they hyped it, there was
It was-
nothing shocking about it. Cena got in and did the 5 moves of doom,
Like
and
he
that
always
was,
does.
and that was
3
it.
minutes. Yeah.
That was it. The match sucked. I think that was really though. It's going to start to be, from what I got from Raw on Monday, it's going to start to be the downfall of the Bloodline.
Roman was a trip though. I got to give it to Roman at the end because what he said about John Cena at the end. I'm gonna send you back to Hollywood, boy. I'm gonna send you back to Hollywood.
That's the thing about Roman.
That
Is
was
he's not
awesome.
great on the mic. He's not great on the
No,
mic. But
he's
it
not.
seems like every promo he has one good line.
Has
Like the
one good
The-
line.
Like the
Yep,
Theory
yep.
promo a couple of months ago. Your daddy's not here no more, boy.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. That was beautiful.
Killed.
And so true.
Yep.
I ain't here no more. Get the fuck out of here. It's mom.
And it seems like every time he gets a promo, he just has one good line. And I swear Paul gives him that line.
It's Paul. I was
And
gonna say,
you know what happens?
You gotta give props to Paul for real.
And you know what happens? He with all those good lines, he gets more fan support.
Oh, yeah.
With all those good lines. And then
Yeah.
sometimes he'll go around and mess with the crowd at one of the live events. Like I remember one time
they showed the little kid.
Yeah, he was bugging the little kid.
And the little kid mugging him back. Just like,
Yeah.
That was great.
The match wasn't like I heard Cena like calling spots during the match. Was
Yeah.
That's Cena. That's
does
Cena.
that.
Cena
He does that. He calls a lot in the ring.
Cena's
Him and
old
Miz
school,
are probably
he
the two
calls
most
in the
called
ring.
in the ring.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I can clearly hear you speaking.
Well, I think it's
I don't think it
because
was supposed to be that.
Him
I
and
think
Miz probably
I
the
think
two
it
that
was.
call it in the ring.
You got to remember, Kill. He hasn't been in a ring in almost a year. It's
That
gotten
makes a
different. The
difference.
mics have gotten better. He probably was talking a little louder than he should have
Him
been.
and the
but-
official both even the official.
But yeah, Cena is known for calling it. He's old school like that. He was one of the few guys that came up in the ruthless aggression era that you could tell. That
Miz
was
too.
like Miz calls in the ring.
Yep.
And I think that's something they both got from The Rock. Rock
Yep.
was religious.
Really good at it. Really good. Yep.
for sure.
And but I do have to. You have to give the man his props. 20 years. And Will, we got to talk about this.
What?
There is argument to say that he is on the GOAT list.
From who?
Just for what he's done for, like, what he did for 20 years. He was the face of the company longer than The Rock, longer than
What that
Stone
mean?
Cold, longer than Ric Flair. Will, he's been the
Held it in some dumpster fire moments.
and held it through some dumpster fire times.
Honestly,
PG era.
Yeah, even though the PG era was his fault.
He was.
it was his fault.
He.
I don't care what y'all
say.
say. Overall, he ain't got nothing on Flair. In terms of totality, he has nothing on Flair. Nothing. That man held it down in NWA, WCW. So many champions to remember, and people forget there's 5 titles that WWE will not recognize from Ric Flair. They will not recognize it. If they recognize those titles, Ric Flair is a 21-time champion, but they won't recognize 5 of those reigns. So he ain't got nothing on Flair. Nothing.
Thugonomic Cena is my favorite. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got to pick one, that's it.
That's my go. Like Thugonomic Cena, that's my favorite John Cena.
Okay, I got this. I got one. I don't think he can touch Flair. I really don't.
No.
Can he touch Hogan?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's the one he touches. I think
Yeah.
that's the one is it's more of a
realistic there.
it's more of a comparable to Hogan because both were faces of the company for their time. So it's more comparable to Hogan to me than it is to
And I
Flair.
will say this: the one thing that differs is Cena should have had a heel run like Hogan did.
He really should have.
I think more people would have him. Even you would have him more in a GOAT conversation.
But it
if
have
he'd
to be
had
a good, but it heel run. It would have to be a
I
good
think
heel
he could have
run.
done it too. That's the sad
Well,
part. We just never got to see it.
supposedly, after he lost to The Rock the first time,
He
he
was
was supposed to come back
was
heel.
supposed
Like the merch was made and everything.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's the one like dark cloud on Cena's career.
I mean,
And
he's
everybody
one of the
wants
few
to
people. I mean,
everybody wants to
people.
bring up that he had a heel run in the beginning. Because yes, when Thugonomic Cena first came out, yes, it was heel, but he wasn't over. It wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
If he'd have had a heel run around the Rock match in 07, that would have been equal to
That would have
Hogan
carried
NWO.
Oh yeah. It would have been. It would have been. And one of the few people that's never had a heel run. One of the few.
He needs a heel run. I would love to see like.
I mean, it's not going to happen now because he's not. Going to come back long enough to make one happen.
Going back to
he's already branded. You know what I mean?
Ricky Steamboat never had a heel run, and I was really looking for it from Steamboat, but
Ricky again though wasn't ever as big as Cena.
Yeah. That's true.
What about heel Cena versus Austin Theory? That would be great for me. I would love
that.
I would love that. I would love that.
But with the way he's coming, with the way he just comes in and does a match, you don't have a way to make him
To build
turn
it.
him heel and build him heel
Build
to
it.
make it believable.
Right.
And at
Right.
this point, you taint a lot of. I mean, 20 years. You saw all the different hustle, loyalty, respect, no hate, all that
Fruity
stuff.
Pebbles.
Fruity
Saw
Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
It
Saw
makes
Fruity
that
Pebbles.
it makes that Rock promo that we saw with CM Punk and on his Facebook some years ago. It makes that promo all the better that he wasn't heel. It makes it all the better.
So, all right. Moving on. I want to talk about one more thing before we get into our bold 2023 predictions. Tomorrow night, AEW is new era, new
Let's go.
stage, new. It looks like we're going to be getting new graphics. I gotta say, as a fan, I'm ready for this. The state they've had the same stage since AEW debuted almost 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Kill,
it
you've been
was
watching
tough.
more AEW?
Have been watching AEW, not too much.
Yeah.
I know I've been keeping with the MJF stuff. Don't get me
Got
wrong.
it. That's fair.
I keep up with my boys.
I've been watching more
He's
Impact.
contractually obligated to appear tomorrow night.
I've been watching more Impact. Tell you that.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
bitching
me
on
too.
Twitter because
I'm
of
telling
Mama
you,
swole.
Impact is killing it right now.
Impact's
Big Mama
doing some good
swole.
stuff. I'm in on it.
Big Mama
I didn't know
swole.
how
Dax,
that
you
was.
weren't able to be here last week, but really we just talked about like what had gone on in the year and kind of gave like our best of and things like that. And we all kind of agreed like as far as story and like momentum and things, Impact probably had one of the better years of a wrestling promotion.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I caught the tail end of it, but yeah, they're
trying to
doing
get Big
some
Mama
stuff.
swole over to
Mickey
I
James,
watched that.
baby.
I watched that Josh Alexander match, like that 1 hour.
You watched the Mega Bailey?
That was too. That was a little too much for me. I love it, but it was a little too much.
So good.
A little too much.
Oh my God! What the hell was that? It was whoa! You could feel every fucking impact. No pun intended.
It was a banger match. It just
it was good. A little too long.
It was. I understand, and that's why Iron Man matches don't happen very often because they are long. It is a lot. There's always going to be lull moments in a match like that. But I will say they had made Alexander made Alexander even look more like the man. But what it also did is it elevated the fuck out of Mike Bailey.
Yep.
No doubt it did. No doubt. Mike Bailey.
I told y'all I love Mike Bailey. I do think he's a little bland, but I love Mike Bailey.
We need a manager.
I think so too. Yeah, I think we do good with a manager. Honestly,
we need a manager.
Stokely Hathaway.
Oh, I like that.
Because they're so different.
Yeah, I like that.
Stokely's flashy. Mike's not. The two of them would be great together.
I just think if you get a good manager that can speak for him, man.
It's off to the races.
Yep.
So I am excited for this new era AEW. I'm excited for a new year of wrestling, and I'm just gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna give you some bold predictions that we have for the wrestling world in 2023. But first off, where I got this idea was a couple of content creators on TikTok, and I want to talk to you about 4 of their bold predictions. The guys I already gave them these so they could kind of think about them and figure out where they stand on these. First one, I think this one right here is probably the most likely to actually happen, and that is CM Punk versus Kenny Omega in AEW.
Oh, absolutely. As much as I'm on the fence about our boy CM Punk, I think eventually he'll be back, obviously.
I know after Dax's podcast, CM Punk kind of tweeted out and said he'd be willing to forgive the Bucks and move forward. Now, there is a lot of rumors coming backstage that guys like Jericho and Mox, who have a lot of pull in the locker room, don't want it back. Again,
they're not coming.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. The dirt sheets, especially with AEW, tend to say a lot of bullshit that's not necessarily true.
But we've said
they're just gonna put more money in their pocket.
But we've said it already on this show. CM Punk is a problem.
He is cancer. He's a cancer.
Yeah, and if anybody could say that or have the pull to keep him out, it would be Jericho and Mox.
It would be, but this is the thing. This is where I go from there. Tony ultimately is still paying this guy a paycheck.
He
And
is.
Tony is not the type, we've seen it, he's not the type to pay guys just to sit at home.
Shit, he better be up. He'll ship his ass down to RA.
I think at some point this year, once everything is fully calmed down and moved on, I think we are going to see Punk versus Omega.
Yeah.
That'd be a great match.
Because of all the storyline and stuff that's already built in. We've all said before too, Will, and you say this more than anybody. The best stories are the real life ones. The ones that are pulled right out of real life. And this is the biggest real life story we've seen in probably 10 years.
I'd be interested because it's a victory for Punk if he even can make it back to the ring for AEW.
Yeah. And I mean, he's still probably he tore with the injury he sustained at All Out. He'll probably still be out another 3-4 months.
3-4 months away,
from being able to return. So we'll see. The other thing before we move, I did want to talk about. Well, actually, that's going to be one of my bold predictions. So I'm gonna hold on to that. My the other bold predictions from the TikTok creators. This one, guys, this one I could see happening just because we all know this man to be petty. Vince forces the sell of WWE because the board will not let him come back.
He could do it too.
If I could have an emoji on the screen, it'd be that 100. It'd be the 100 with the lines underneath it. Because that's exactly what's about to happen.
And he could do it too. He's the majority stock holder.
He's still 51% holder. He's still 51%.
Yeah.
So he gonna hoe everybody over.
That's a Vince move.
Yep.
Vince gonna Vince.
I'm gonna sell.
Kill you.
I'm gonna sell.
You were big enough and been long enough.
I'm selling.
Fuck you, Josie. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it, Josie.
Well, you know, I said for 2 years until
you've been saying that.
For 2 years before Triple H took over that I thought they were going to sell. Yep, I really thought the sell was going to come in 2022. That was my crazy prediction for 2022. Yep. I got that wrong. Vince ended up just leaving the company.
He's going to sell. We're going to sell, Josie. Fuck you, Josie. I'm going to sell. Fuck you.
Right after I get home from Trish Stratus's house.
Oh!
We're going to sell.
I will say.
Trish, selling.
Trish, I'm selling.
Vince
you want to come on board with me?
Vince is petty enough, and we've all talked about this amount of money. The amount of money that Vince would make is
astronomical,
insane. The company would sell for somewhere upwards of $2 billion.
You baby straight on page.
Elon Musk gonna buy that too?
Fuck no.
Here comes the money.
You better make sure he got Linda paid off, because Linda getting half.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Linda getting half. You better pay Linda off.
We forget about Linda.
Linda.
She would put all the infidelity.
Listen to me, Linda. You don't get half.
Linda, I gotta pay off the divas I was fucking around with. There you go, everybody. I pay off the divas and the secretaries. After that, you're fired.
I will say, if he does do it, he probably ruins the relationship with his daughter.
Oh, that thing done.
Oh, it's
that
a
thing
wrap.
done.
It's
that
a
thing
wrap.
done.
You don't like him right now anyway. But that's gonna be even worse.
Family
do you think they let
faster than
Triple H
any enemy?
Whoever buys it, Triple H keeping control? No, you don't think
because
so?
whoever buys it, whoever buys 9 times out of 10, whoever buys it is going to want their own people in there.
Well, you never know.
So 9 times out of 10, unless there's just so much of a respect factor there with Triple H and Stephanie by the new owner, which could possibly happen. 9 times out of 10, a new owner wants his own people within that organization.
What if it's a hands-off type of guy?
Well,
that's true too. That's true too.
Gal.
Yeah. I think honestly, your people, the people I've heard for the past couple of years of the ones who are interested is NBC and Amazon. And of those two companies, neither of them are going to want to run it. So
you don't need to go to Amazon.
We don't need to go.
I could see them letting Stephanie remain CEO. Letting Triple H keep it. Now they would have a tighter rope there would be much more control from NBC. And then I'd also, if NBC buys it, I'd be interested to see what happens with the Fox deal. That's the other thing is both TV rights are up this year. They got to be renegotiated.
Yeah. Whatever can get Raw to 2 hours, count me in.
It's never going to happen.
Please get that. Please.
Never going to happen.
It needs to be a 2-hour show. They ain't got enough.
You never know.
They ain't got enough. They ain't got a quality enough roster for 3 hours.
No.
But
they really don't.
All them people Triple H added, and they still can't make that third with a damn.
He's really trucking along.
Not all of them were good ones. Like we said last week, Like Hit Row flop. Right now, Bray Wyatt flop. Strowman flop. Even Killer Cross
horrible
right now.
The only thing we care about Killer Cross is Scarlett. So
Montez Ford, let that boy cook.
The best things that he, as far as bringing back people, the best ones is he brought back Prize Fighting KO.
Yeah,
Elias.
Fantastic.
And I only say that because Elias is better than Ezekiel Stacks. That's
well, okay. If we're judging it off that, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
That's my only there. And that's then as far as like a total bring back, Johnny Gargano. Other than that, like no one that he's brought back has really wowed. Well, and then you got to give it to Damage Control. Like those.
Yeah. My baby Dakota Kai and EL Sky Kai.
EL Sky is bad.
And Booty Bailey.
Bailey, that's baby girl now. That's different.
Booty Bailey, baby.
I love Booty Bailey. Come on,
that booty is powerful. That's
boy,
that booty is powerful, boy.
You could pay Patty.
That's
I've heard they're no longer together, but y'all know Aaron Solo from AEW used to tap that, and I know him. I worked with him.
I knew that.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked with him at the YMCA here in Austin.
But Bailey, boy, she got that WWE. She got
Bailey.
That,
how about what you speak?
Bailey got that.
About the Bailey.
Delicious. Delicious.
I know she's Hispanic. I know she gotta be Hispanic. Hola, bonita.
I actually think that girl is all white. I actually think that girl is all white.
That's all white milk.
Is she white? Okay, yeah, she's white. Never mind.
Yeah.
Man, you can take, I bet you, man. If you take that 2 for $27 Applebee's, you can hit.
Hey.
You can hit that 2 for $27. You can hit.
All right, I'm gonna leave what I think is one of the more bold predictions they made for last. So the next one is NWA goes out of business and Dustin Rhodes is the final NWA heavyweight champion.
Be better than what the bullshit they got going on now.
That's my thing. Like, as of today, Nick Aldis is a free agent, so he's not coming back.
That's some bullshit. You ain't put that title back on that man.
You imagine letting Cody and him have a title around the same time? That's cool. That's cool.
Could you imagine Cody versus Aldis in WWE?
Okay.
Triple H, do something. The game. My wife.
More like William Regal.
More
like William Regal. More like
Mr.
Regal.
Y'all know what I want y'all know what I want. I want man to go back to Impact. Be madness again. That's what I want.
I know you do.
It's the world champion speak, ain't it?
I do think that I don't see how NWA right now is solvent. Like they made some bad decisions this year with getting rid of Aldis and putting the title on Tyrus and
Funkasaurus.
Billy Corgan. They were doing so good before COVID, and after COVID
they were hot.
They were so hot, and then they have never been able to get back to that since. And I do think NWA ends up closing its doors this year. And it's sad because that's iconic right there. But and they've got a lot of good talent. They do have some great talent.
I don't think they closed their doors. I think they might catch I think they might, if they listen to us with this whole Tyrus thing, I think they'll see they're making mistakes, and they still got time to right the ship.
Wait, he's still champion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
I think they got time to right the
He's
ship. I don't think they closed their doors.
NWA's thing right now is they doing basically like exclusive pay-per-views to whoever holds the title. He's got his exclusive pay-per-view coming up this month.
Yep. But I think they don't close their doors quite yet. I think they can still fix the issues going on, but it's going to take a lot.
I don't know how you fix it.
Take the belt off Tyrus.
Yeah, you bring in Vince McMahon. That's how you fix it.
Oh, God.
That'd be funny as hell. All right, since I can't have the WWE, I'm going by the NWA.
Give me 5 divas.
Give me 5 divas.
And I'll fix it.
I'll fix it for you.
You're fired.
Yes.
All you gotta do. Give him 5
Yes,
divas.
Billy Corgan, you're fired. I'm buying this. I'm running it now.
All right.
We're gonna have mud matches.
So before we
I'm
get
gonna have
to
my matches.
our bold predictions, the final one that I saw, and this one, part of me thinks this one could possibly happen because after what happened at Rumble this past year and what was said, Shane McMahon debuts in AEW.
I think
I would love it.
I think it's better if he buys it.
Vince will be hurt.
That's never like there's
Really,
no
though?
chance of that. Tony is not selling.
The only reason why I say I think if it's better he buys it is because he could take it to even to a better level than what it is now, and go after WWE. You'll have that true rivalry at that point.
Tony is never.
Tony ain't gonna sell.
He's not.
never. I just like that's not even a bold prediction because it's never gonna happen.
But I can't see Shane McMahon working for anybody else.
Well, this is the thing. If you go back to Rumble this year and what supposedly conspired backstage, Shane actually throwing fits that he wasn't going to put over.
Yeah,
and Vince saying that he will never get another pop as long as he lives. If I'm Shane McMahon, that's a way for me to get a pop and stick it to my dad with my dad having no control over it.
Mm-hmm.
I just
the egos between those two.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, if I'm Tony Khan, I've spoken to Shane. At some point in the past year, I've spoken to Shane and been like, do you have any interest? Because
I would love it.
It would be a huge thing to have Shane McMahon on AEW programming. Like, it would be one of those things, Will, that would get AEW into the casual sports conversation.
He's going to manage and promo. We already know what he's going to do. Manage and promo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he needs to sign a deal and like be an AEW talent. I'm saying he comes in, he has a match or two, or
hey MJ, if you're listening, put an ad on AEW,
or like he comes in, and I don't know if you even know who you would put him with.
This managing promo.
We need to talk about them here in a second
because he's gotten a little. He's a little bit older.
Off the top of a cage is what you'll be seeing.
It's a little bit
I don't know who you would put him to manage. Like I don't see who he fits.
He's older now. I don't know if he would be a good in-ring, even for 2 matches. I don't know how over good.
Him and Christian Cage.
Oh
yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad match.
That wouldn't be
a bad match.
Yeah.
Could he manage
him and Hardy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? You put Christian and Matt, and you do a takeover type thing. Put Christian, Matt, some of the other WWE guys together. Put Shane managing them. That could be an interesting.
That can be interesting. That can be interesting. Cool. Yeah, that can be interesting. Cool. But I think that's his best use case as a manager. Yep. I don't think so much as an in-ring performer, but as a manager, yeah.
All right.
But if you're trying to sell, though.
Before we move into bold predictions, I did want to talk about. You brought up the Acclaimed. Did anybody see Max Caster's rap and the ripples that it has caused in the wrestling world? So he brought up Karen Jarrett.
Karen
Jarrett is Kurt Angle's ex-wife. And brought her up, and Karen went off and didn't go off on Max. She went off on Kurt, which I don't understand because Kurt didn't say anything. Kurt
had nothing to do with it. He was
went off on Kurt.
Poor guy.
Because the whole reason their marriage failed is Kurt was cheating. And then she called out people. Dawn Marie, Kelly, and someone I didn't recognize. Well, who the third one I did
How
not
the hell did he
recognize.
pull Kelly?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Let's be real. I didn't know that. How did he pull Kelly?
From what I heard, Kelly was on anybody who she thought, because supposedly she's on the list of Vince too.
Oh, well, that wouldn't surprise me.
And Cena.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And
That
Cena
wouldn't
hit
surprise me. Oh, yeah. I heard the Cena one.
They be going crazy in the back. What they be doing in the back? Slinging dick and P-word? God damn. I can't say the other one, but I'll say dick.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked you ain't got him for sex trafficking.
So
honestly,
I mean, my gosh, man, come on now.
But yeah,
you got Nikki and you got the Bellas doing their thing with Daniel Bryan and John Cena. You got Kelly doing her thing. You got Sunny doing her thing earlier back in the day, man.
But there's some people saying that this could possibly be a story and that Karen's going to show up in AEW. And this is what I have to say. Tony Khan, keep Karen Jarrett as far away from AEW as you possibly can.
Yes.
It's one thing to have Jeff, which makes me nervous because Jeff has a tendency to want to take things over. But
by the way, he's taking it over. I don't like it, Josie. I said it once before. This is stupid. This booking with Jeff Jarrett is stupid.
It is meant to get Lethal over because him and Lethal are such good friends. That I am kind of excited for the tag match for the titles.
Better win, bro.
The Acclaim better win. I swear, if Jarrett and Lethal win, I might
take a break from AEW. I'll be so fucking pissed. I'm serious.
The Acclaimed are literally one of the best things going right now.
They're my favorite tag team. But
and they said I've heard on some podcasts I watched that they think they're getting stagnant. They ain't getting stagnant.
No, they're getting even
They're
better.
not stagnant at all.
No.
Everybody loves the
Acclaimed.
Like, come on.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Scissor me, daddy.
Yes.
They're like, I love it makes me feel like a little kid watching.
Yes.
It does.
I agree.
It does.
Way for me to describe.
It's that DX vibes.
Yes, it's similar.
Yeah.
And it's all because of Billy back there giving them
that
DVD.
Yes. Fuck the ass boys.
All right.
I love that. Fuck the. I don't like the guns.
We've only got a few minutes left, and I do want to get into our crazy 2023 predictions. So, guys, this could be absolutely anything, as we've shown, from WWE selling to Shane McMahon showing up in AEW. Whatever you think could happen in 2023, say it here, say it now, or forever hold your peace.
Ryback comes back to WWE.
What?
Whoa!
What?
Huh?
Ryback comes back to WWE.
I don't see that, considering he just won trademark on him.
He just won his trademark. He can do what he just won his trademark.
I could see him ending up at Impact.
I just think
NXT.
I just don't see WWE being done with him yet.
Boy,
Goldberg. He is a mini Goldberg. Put him in NXT. Let him get better down there and then bring him up.
I think his big mouth.
His big might keep him out, but at the same point,
I think his big mouth has burned all the bridges. He's constantly talking shit on Vince.
Isn't that what we said about a lot
on Triple H.
We say a lot of. We say that about a lot of people.
I know, but Ryback literally every week is saying some kind of garbage.
I
will say I emailed Ryback this week and am trying to get him to come on the show. So
if he let Brett back, if he let Ultimate Warrior back, if he let some of the people
it took 20 years for both of those guys to come back.
But it happened. That's the point.
And I'm sorry, honestly. I think Tripp is probably more petty than Vince. I don't see it.
I don't think
it was Ryback. It was.
Well, you said a wild, crazy idea, so I put it out there.
And you're wrong. You're. That's crazy. And the thing is, the reason we're doing this is because anything can happen in wrestling.
Anything.
And it could happen. It could happen. But that's some crazy shit right there. All right, Stag.
Oh man, you're going to me next. This really isn't all that surprising. but just from what I've seen, I want to see Dominic and Rhea Ripley do a drive-through wedding, similar to Triple H, and
I don't know about that.
let's do it. Let's
You-
do it.
you-
Let's do it.
you-
I'm all on this train, people.
I don't
I'm
know
all
about
on this
that one,
train.
man. That
Rhea Ripley
you cross some lines there with that.
I don't think this day and age will allow that.
Yeah.
Well, it would be the modern version.
I don't want to get canceled, okay?
I mean,
You ain't lying for real.
I mean, she's not gonna be like passed out in the front seat.
No. We talk, man.
It might be reversed. She's the alpha in this.
It's the age.
He is going to be drugged, not.
Yeah, it's gonna be him that's drugged.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
So actually, no, that's actually not that bad. Actually, yeah, they could get away with that.
You think they could?
Dominic, we all hate Dominic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
think they
love.
could?
Oh, you hate Dominic.
No, I love Dominic, but I hate him.
Yeah,
That makes
get
sense. That makes sense.
I get it. Mine wasn't that outlandish. I was just trying to think of something funny that would be outlandish and would kind of follow that storyline because I'm loving it right now.
Mommy. I'm not your mommy anymore.
The best line from
I'm not your mommy anymore.
What he said? Don't let me.
I'm wifey
don't
now.
Let them take me. I won't make it in jail.
I'm taking to jail.
Mommy. I'm not your mommy anymore. I'm not your mommy anymore. I'm a wifey
All right,
now.
kill.
That's not Booyaka, Dominique. That's not Booyaka. Anyway, Dom, you hurt me, Dom. With your mommy. That's Ray right now.
He served
right,
hard time. Kill.
I have an actual hot take that could happen. I got you, Josie.
Let's go.
This could happen. I'm not going to troll. There's either two things that could happen. One, Roman Reigns walks out of WrestleMania with both belts.
Not gonna happen.
That's one.
No.
That's possible.
I've heard
It's
multiple.
possible.
I've heard multiple rumors that that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
From what I'm hearing, he may not walk into Mania with any titles if the Rock match is confirmed.
They definitely want the title split
Fuck, I
by
got
SummerSlam.
I actually got three in my back. Two, Roman gets stripped of the WWE title before WrestleMania.
That's a pretty. I could see it.
Strip.
Or he somehow loses it in some way. With the bloodline going all over the place, Adam Pearce gets pissed. And
I mean, they are building it to.
Somebody should steal it. That'd be.
They are building it to.
That's already been done in 2022.
Yeah, they've already done the stealing thing.
That's already been done.
Well, I mean,
I'll give Kill on this one with the way that they portrayed the management really starting to get fed up with the bloodline and Roman. I could see Adam Pearce being like, I am stripping you of the Raw title because you.
That's fair, especially what we saw on Monday. Yep, that's fair.
I feel like it's gonna build to it, especially around Royal Rumble season, where Roman and KO's beef is really gonna go head on. I think that is when Roman might lose the black title. And three, the deal with The Rock does not participate in WrestleMania, and then Cody Rhodes is the one to dethrone Roman.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there.
That's the rumor. Is it the Rock match does not happen, which from what I've heard, they need confirmation on the Rock match by Rumble because they have to start setting up for it at that point. So by Rumble.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, actually, since we're talking about Rumble real quick, hang on, guys. So make sure you join us on the 28th for a Royal Rumble watch party. We'll be live on Twitch and YouTube. We'll be watching and talking and I love our watch parties. They're so much fun. This will be these two guys' first ones.
Never been there, but I'm ready.
They're excited. They're fun. The watch parties are a lot of fun.
I'm ready. Let's see some bullshit happen.
And then again, Rumble is my favorite time of the year. My favorite pay-per-view. I'm so pumped.
I'm ready.
All right. So my bold predictions. I got a couple. One of them is going to tie into one we said. NWA closes. Tony Khan buys it.
Josie, you read my mind. Like I said, what if in my head I was like, well, what if Tony Khan like? And
I think if
they
not just for the titles and the library, because think about it.
Yep.
There's
Discovery.
a chance that Honor Club is going to turn into AEW Honor Club at some point down the road. So then you have ROH's library, NWA's library, and Matt Hardy is on the roster as well. You could get the Omega library. That is a lot of wrestling.
Absolutely.
That's a lot.
A lot of wrestling and a lot of notable wrestling with a lot of your talent. That gives you footage of Ricky Starks. That gives you early footage of the Hardy Boys. Like that gives you so much footage. And then you get some like historic titles and the 10 pounds of gold and the NWA television title and things like that. So
deep library.
I think if NWA closes, Tony Khan buys it, and at that point, you're getting to where Tony Khan has a wrestling monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Insane, yo. He could do something with that though.
Vince 2.0, man.
Tony Khan could do something. But listen,
Vince 2.0.
So that's my biggest one. My other one. Nikita Lyons is champion in 2023.
NXT?
Kind of. If not NXT,
Wilson, yes.
Somewhere that woman is holding a title. Not a tag title.
I agree.
My girl, man. I'm training this year to get up to her level. Right? I'm training. Don't get me wrong. Last year I was scared. This year I'm prep time like Batman, Nikita. Let's go. Prep time. Like right now, she's at Josie and Will's level, right? Only those two can, and with Stack. Y'all three can mess with her. I can't. I'm in the back cave.
I'm in the back cave.
That's me right
man,
now.
I've been training that. Man, I've been training in the danger room to get that right there, boy.
Oh, another bold prediction, and actually, I think this one has a good chance of coming true either this week or next week. I'm not sure when the match is slated. Sasha Banks debuts in AEW. And I think it could happen. Saraya has a match that she needs a tag partner in, and they're doing it as a mystery partner.
Boy, wouldn't that'd be fun?
That'd
Under her new name?
Way
awesome.
Under her new name? Heck yeah.
That'd be a big way to start off 2023 for AEW.
I just feel it's wrong for them not to count her in the same vein as Charlotte or Becky. I just think it's wrong. I just think it's
so stupid.
To me,
disrespectful.
of the four horsewomen of WWE, to me,
and she's 30.
This is the rank. This is the rank. It is Bayley, Sasha, Becky, Charlotte.
To me, it's just disrespectful that they didn't put her in that same vein. Yeah, I know she had some blow ups. Don't get me wrong. I know her attitude was kind of putting people off, but at the same point, she showed she can wrestle at the highest level, and she's wrestled against all those girls and done well. And if not beat them, at least hold her own. So I just thought it was kind of wrong.
And she'd be more willing to put people over, unlike Charlotte.
Right. So I'm just saying, I just think it's kind of disrespectful that they didn't view her in the same vein as that. And now she's gonna go and get that money somewhere else.
All of this is leading up to what's going to be some of the biggest news of wrestling ever, and that is the bidding war of 2024.
Because he's better than you,
and you know it.
If AEW or New Japan don't scoop up first.
Well, from what MJF? Well, and that's the thing. Like, Tony has a chance of keeping him. He does. He does. He's just going to have to offer that man some serious money. He will probably be one of the.
He's gonna have to back it up.
He will need to be on the Jericho level, which, from what I've heard, Jericho makes some of the most money in AEW.
Damn.
So, like,
which is fair.
So I do see a path where MJF does stay to AEW, where most people say, no, he's gone. I don't think so. I think that right now we're sitting 50-50.
I was going to say, I think it's more of a on the fence type of deal. Because he's definitely putting his toes in the water, for sure.
Any other bold predictions before we get out of here? Oh, actually, you know what? You motherfuckers, we got to make a decision because next week we're supposed to be doing a pay-per-view look back, and nobody gave me their fucking Rumble choices.
I got one, okay?
Oh no,
I got one. And no,
All right.
it's not the greatest Royal Rumble. I'm not going to pick that one.
So everybody's going to give me them right now, and we're going to decide right now.
I got one. Royal Rumble 2000.
Royal Rumble 2000.
Oh, I
That's a
might
good
have
one.
to agree with that.
yeah,
Well,
I
you
was
can't-
gonna say 2000.
You can't pick the same one.
Oh, we can't.
Next.
That's tough. You can't pick mine. That's tough. I got the good one. I literally picked the good one on purpose.
Unless it is just a unanimous decision that that's the one we need to do.
That's the one we should do.
All right.
Royal Rumble 2000.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement.
Will,
I
do you
agree.
agree?
Yep.
All right. So next, all right, that means listen to me, you three. Y'all have to at some point this week go and watch Rumble 2000. You have to.
I
go
mean,
watch
the
it.
only one that tops that is 2001.
Agreed.
That's fair.
I could have picked 2001, but this I picked because it's the year I was born, so fuck it. 2000.
Right. I got you.
Okay.
So next
the only reason I
week,
really-
guys, will be a special show. We'll be talking about our normal things, some highlights. We will all be getting back to watching Impact. We'll be talking about Impact, but then the majority
Big
of
Mama
the show,
Swole.
the majority of the show, we will be talking about Royal Rumble 2000 from 2000. So make sure you go watch that, so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, follow along.
We'll break it down match by match, and then break down the Rumble. And I don't even remember who won that year.
I don't either. I might have to Google that.
Was it The Rock maybe won that year, or is it Stone Cold?
Was that the year that set up? Was that for Mania 17?
I think so.
So that would have been Rock versus Stone Cold.
Rock versus Stone Cold. That's gonna be.
So it was either one of them two won.
So you know what? We're just gonna stay with that right there. So for the next 3 months, we're gonna do Rumble 2000, whatever the middle pay-per-view was for that, and I think it's still at that point it was No Way Out or No Mercy.
Okay.
No, it was Vengeance. No, I don't remember. But we're gonna do, and then we'll do WrestleMania 17, because talk about one of the most epic WrestleManias of all time.
Let's go.
So for the
good one.
you picked a good year. You picked a good year.
I was gonna pick a shitty one like 22 just to troll.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Well, if you'd have picked 22, my original plan was we all pick one. I was going to put them all in a randomizer, and whichever one ended up, that was the one we were going to watch.
Oh no,
We should do that next time.
2000 is good enough. Now we good.
So, well, we got our pay-per-views for the next 3 months. We're going to do Rumble. We're going to do whatever the middle one was for that year that I can't remember. It wasn't Elimination Chamber. That hadn't come around yet.
No.
Will, what was the February pay-per-view back in the day? I cannot think of it. Was it No Mercy?
That was Martin Luther King Day. That was
No Way Out.
I can't.
Fastlane.
No,
Was it Fastlane?
Fastlane was.
I thought it was Fastlane.
It's not Hell No Cell. It's not that. Fuck. You see,
Because on Fastlane
I'm
was
too
around
young
Martin
for
Luther
this
King
shit.
Day.
I'm too young for this shit. That's the issue of being young, right?
All right, so Royal Rumble 2000
You mean both?
was the 13th Royal Rumble. And that the match Armageddon or No Way Out. No Way
No
Out.
Way Out. It's No Way Out.
We will be watching Rumble, No Way Out, and then WrestleMania 17.
Okay.
So
I got my Peacock shit, so I'm ready. I can easily just pull it up if I want to.
And that wasn't 17, actually. That's Mania 2000. It was
And no, the
It
first
was
two
the year-
Fastlanes were in February.
it was the year of the ever fatal 4-way elimination when you had each member of the McMahon family picked a champion. It was Shane with Big Show, Linda with Mick, Vince with Rock, and Stephanie with Triple H.
Okay.
So those will be the 3 pay-per-views we're talking about over the next 3 months. So make sure you watch those.
I will. I'll watch it.
Next
I'll watch it.
Rumble
watching Fast
13, 2000. Make sure you check that out. Will.
I'm still
This
watching
one,
Fastlane.
this
Fuck
is
y'all.
the one with the first.
Fuck yeah.
Will, this is the one with the triple threat tag team match. Edge,
I'm over
Christian,
that.
Hardy, and Dudley Boys.
Yeah, I'm over that.
Ooh, let's go.
Yep.
Ooh.
And then you
I'm
also that in that mania too, you also had a Intercontinental European Championship match with Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit.
Oh, hello.
We got some good things to be
Hello.
talking about over the next
Bangers.
couple of months.
Bangers.
I'm excited for this Rumble now because I don't remember. I didn't watch this Rumble. This was before my time, so I don't know if I've ever seen this
I
one.
never
You and
watched
me
it.
both.
I just looked
So,
up
Will,
Best
you
Ring
might
of
be the
Royal.
only one of us who has actually seen these pay-per-views.
You were cognizant. You were in.
Don't you spoil, Will.
I go say
Because
nothing.
I didn't start watching till the following year.
I go say nothing.
So,
Don't you
all right,
spoil.
guys. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Make sure, like you said, you check out the Rumble 2000 so you can follow along with us next week. Thank y'all for joining us and write those bold predictions down. You never know what's going to happen in 2023 in wrestling. And I'm telling you, Tony Khan is buying the NWA.
That's possible. That's possible.
Mommy and Dominic, baby, 2023.
Dominic,
Ryback on his way back, y'all.
Let's
Ryback
go.
on his way back.
Oh God. I really hope you're wrong on that one.
Ryback.
Ryback on his way back,
Yeah.
baby.
No.
Ryback.
No.
Come do an interview.
Ryback gonna destroy the catering stand.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man.